live again. Here we go.
All right.
Just a moment. No, hang on. Here we go. 1776. Thomas Jefferson.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created...
Tom, be careful. It's 2016. All people.
All people are created equal.
George Washington. Imagine. 1796.
I have already intimated to you the dangers of the parties in the state with peculiar reference to the founding of them on geographical discriminations. Let me now take a more comprehensive view and warn you in the most solemn manner against the baneful effects of the party generally.
Translated, parties. Bad. We should have listened to Joe. Pretty good for a dead guy, huh? If we'd only listened. Andrew Jackson, 1833.
Deeply impressed with these truths of these observations and under the obligation of this solemn oath which I am about to take, I shall continue to exert all my faculties to maintain our federal union.
Yes. The Lincoln-Douglas debates, 1858. Stephen Douglas.
I respectfully beg to differ with my honorable opponent.
Abraham Lincoln, second inaugural address, 1865.
With malice towards none, with charity for all, let us strive to finish the work we are in.
Woodrow Wilson, 1919.
Look at your neighbors. They come here with hearts full of hope and confidence from practically every nation in the world. Sometimes I feel like taking my hats off to those immigrants.
Yes. Governor Pete Wilson, 1994.
And still these illegal aliens come.
Franklin Roosevelt, 1933. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. And 1941. Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. Richard Nixon, 1973.
I am not a crook.
An immortal quote. A presidency that will live in infamy. Ronald Reagan, 1980.
Will trees cause more air pollution than automobiles?
But to give Reagan his due, 1985.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall.
Donald Trump, 15.
Hey, you losers, I'll build a wall. Make it huge.
Gary Hart, 1987.
This attractive lady, whom I recently been introduced to, dropped into my lap. I choose not to dump her off.
That was the last we heard from Gary Hart. Ronald Reagan again, 1988.
Well, facts are stupid things.
At the Republican attempting to quote John Adams, who actually said,
Facts are stubborn things.
check your history books. I'm not making any of this up. The first President Bush, also in 1988.
I will never apologize for the United States. I do not care what the facts are.
After the U.S. military shot down an Iranian jetliner that year. Dan Quayle, 1992.
What a waste it is to lose one's mind. Or to not have a mind is being very wasteful. How true is that?
Sounds like they remembered that one, sort of. Wait a minute. Dan Quayle, again.
Republicans understand the importance of bondage between a woman and a child. Mother and child.
Let that one sink in. And finally, from Mr. Quayle.
Just like I was going to say, I stand by all my misstatements I have made.
Yes. I support you. Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton, 1998.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Definitely remember that one. Bill Clinton, again.
Well, it depends on what your definition of is.
And now, George W. Bush, 2000.
Rarely is a question being asked. Rarely is a question being asked. Is our children learning?
Yes, it is rarely asked. W again, 2002.
Well, there's an old saying in Tennessee. I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee. It says, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me, you can't get fooled again."
Never thought we'd get to the end of that one. W, again in 2004.
Too many good docs are getting out of the business. Too many OBGYNs aren't able to practice their love with women all across the country.
I remember when he said that.
Hey, ladies, see him after the show. And finally, from the eminently quotable George W. Bush.
They misunderestimated me there.
Yes. Definitely. Wait. We do have a woman. Actually, my wife, so give her a hand for being here. All right, here we go.
I don't do impressions.
They'll be the judge of that. Here we go. Sarah Palin. Let that sink in a moment. 2008.
It is as throughout all Alaska, you betcha. That big, wild, good life teeming along the road that is more to the future, don't you know?
Give her a hand. Did anybody make sense of that one? Wait. Sarah Palin again.
How are we going to begin that plan that will get this economy back on the right track and really shore up the strategies that we need over in Iraq and Iran so we can win those two wars?
She gave us an extra war there, but we got there. And you know what? We're still asking that question. Now, we can't leave this without our current president. Oh, we could, but I found a couple of quotes. Yeah. So here we go. Barack Obama, 2008.
It's not surprising that they get bitter. They cling to their guns, or religion, or antipathy to people who aren't like them, or anti-immigration sentiments, or anti-trade sentiments, as why to explain their frustrations.
Wow. And In other words, Donald Trump's base. Very uncomfortable laugh on that one, too. And again, Donald Trump, 2000.
No,
No,
Obama.
I got it. Wait.
2000.
Instant rerun, 2008. Barack Obama again.
I have been to all 57 states. I think there might be one left to go.
I think Barack had a very long campaign. All right. That was pretty good for a white guy, huh? And from another African American, this time a Republican running for president, here's Ben Carson, quoted in 2015 from an earlier speech.
Joseph built the pyramids to store grain.
And how that one ever entered the lexicon of American politics, I'll never know. He said that. And here is Bill Clinton's theory about the pyramids.
It wasn't grain that they stored in the pyramids. They were using it to store cocaine.
Okay.
Just ask Charlie Sheen.
That's enough. Okay, that wasn't.
You went rogue.
Yes, it did. That wasn't an actual quote. You caught that, yeah. Now, Donald Trump, 2015.
Okay. I'll tell you what it is, you losers. I don't have time for tone.
Trump again. This time in 2016.
Marco referred to my hands as if they're small. Hey, loser, something else must be small. I guarantee you, there's no problem at all. It's huge.
I know you. And finally, the Donald on his base after he won the Nevada caucuses in February of 2016.
I love the poorly educated. Give it up for the poorly
The man does tell the truth occasionally. Oh, wait a minute. Another woman. Hillary Clinton, 2016.
I am not part of the establishment.
And tell us again why that is.
Because I'm a woman.
I see. Now, wait a minute. One last one. Bernie Sanders, his whole life.
Those millionaires, those billionaires, and all the establishment.
So now that all of you have spent months and months telling us why all your opponents are not qualified for the presidency, of course, none of you will be voting for them if they get the nomination.
Of course we will.
And why is that?
It's time to heal.
So there you go. The history of American politics in 32 seconds. So, thank you. That's all you need to know. It's enough to make even this devout agnostic cry out in anguish. God help us. All right, here we go. We got one last. Yes. Wendy Hunt's coming back. We need some sweet music.